Yeah, viewers, I'm going to do a little bit of a clean up and restore on this Watthour meter now. I've already did a wire up and confirmed that it's all correct. I kind of did a bit of a test on it already. For 1/10 of a kilowatt hour test, and it already passed that accuracy test. So this meter is still accurate. It's never been opened up. Now it was yeah, it should clean up okay. Determined that the seals are a bit corroded and snapped up, so I'm going to have to resolder those. The lead seal off that's inside here, so I'll resolder that back together. You will see a bit of a cosmetic cleanup. 2 times 10, 30 amps, 200 volts per kilowatt hour, 50 cycles, 3 wire, 2 times 230, 400 volts, 2 phase. It's quite a nice old beauty, this one. A nice old classic. This goes good with my BAZ. It's a perfect two-phase, it's perfect two-phase cousin, so to speak. Bit mucky there. Don't know what that is. Bit of wood. Yeah, it should be installed probably in a old switchboard, or maybe, yeah, judging by the slight fading, it's got weathered fading dials there. You can tell by the fading on them. It's probably installed near a shop front, I reckon, this one. But it hasn't been touched, so it's probably been up high under an eave of a shop front. You can just tell by how dirty it is and the corrosion, so let's I'll do another test on it, just so you can see it spinning up its load wheel. I haven't got a phantom load set up for this yet, so I'll use probably this one as a check meter. Have a small load. It's only a little 30 amp baby, this one, so I don't want to push it. I don't want to push this one too hard. And there's this. Actually, no. This is the only 2-phase one I got, I think. The rest are all 3-phase. Oh, there's still a normal test of this one. No, another 1/10 of a kilowatt hour test. I had something else plugged into this at the time, but it did pass. Had my ZVS battery on charge in the meantime. Just disconnected it. But yeah, let's get it on camera and show you the load wheel spinning up. Plug it in. Being a 2-phase meter, it obviously has 2 potential coils, so this will advance a tiny bit more during the test, but you allow for that. Sure enough, this thing was damn spot on. What could I plug in there? I reckon I'll plug a small load. Let's see what I can plug in. Okay, a little reflective and glary, but you can see the meter pretty good there. I'm just going to plug my air compressor in, turn it on. Once it's spinning up its load wheel there. It's quite a nice beauty, this one. It's another favourite, along with my BAZ. Very nice looking meter indeed. Yeah, too much glare. I'll try and stand in front of the reflection. There we go, that's better. Obviously the BAZ's 800, this is 200, so the BAZ's going to be 4 times faster, obviously. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Just had to test this thing off camera. Anyway, we already know it's accurate. Let this air compressor charge up. This, I don't know, according to my Chinese amp meter, it's pulling about 2 amps. This compressor setup. Let's see if this clamp meter will give me a more accurate reading. Let's see if I can get access to the electrical cord behind it and measure the amps. Where are we here? Yep, 2.5, 2.6 amps that this air compressor setup's pulling. There you go. It's a 2.6 amp air compressor. That's not really too bad at all. It's better how much 2 refrigerators consume. If you had a fridge and a freezer running at the same time, that's how much power they'll be using, so I don't use much power at all, this air compressor, when you think about it. Yep, it's advancing. Spot on. Beautiful. Yeah, it was down to 20 psi. It's at 60 at the moment. A little slow this second press a bit. It's bloody good for what I need it for. The chip on the bottom of the terminal cover there, it's missing. It's practical for these cords to go through. I can still package it up and have it just enough to allow the cable to those cables to go through on the meter board, but being in a proper cable to cover that I want it to be, I'll poke the wires to the back of the board when I ever install this one. Yeah. So far so good. Beautiful. The same, it's the same. Yeah, I should probably close the door. That would be better if I do it so I can move around. Glare for good then. A bit dark, but I will. Yep, pretty good. Interesting. There we go, 100 psi on a compressor, another 40 psi to go. Yeah, it's just pretty good. Anyway, I'll let that charge up right away and I'll get this meter cleaned up and looking nice. Alright, that's that VAZ kit right in the mark there. Well, that's for the next test. Yeah, it's pretty much caught up. Bit hard to tell because I didn't start the VAZ both on the mark as this here was on the mark, but from what I can gather, it's neck and neck. Right, we'll shut off the compressor. This filter dryer works good to help get any moisture out of my pack, that's for sure. Also stores the air for a bit there. Alright, so I get this meter cleaned up. Get it looking nice and pretty. Just before I really sort of these corroded badly bloody lead seals here. Yeah, they were I can just see these were played with, these seals during storage. But this wasn't ever opened up. This is the first time it's been opened up. You can see there they've just been moved around so much they just yeah, it's cracked off. Probably because the meter's been bumped into as well, the way I've been handling it. Not happy about that. Anyway, I can re-solder those. I cut them real close. I'll just put a blob of solder, slightly melt the lead and re-seal it. Same with this one. Anyway, let's have a look inside this thing. Look at that. Smells good. Just smells of old varnished winding. That vintage antique varnished winding smell. Just love it. Huh. Interesting brake magnets, eh? They're not as elongated down here as the ones on these single phase BAZs. Interesting. They're a shorter profile horseshoe brake magnet. There's a little tiny current coil there. Another one there. These are for creeping, I think they go here. A bit of wire along near the magnets here. No, pretty sure they're to do with the creepage. And there's a big potential coil. 45 39.8 M-A. Another potential coil there, nice gear train. There's the meshing and the worm drive there, if I can get the camera light on. I don't see much wear in there either. There's a bearing, the bottom jewel bearing, bottom of the load wheel. Looks nice in here. Now I've actually found one of his glasses loose. Looking under here before, there's screws there. I just give them a bit of a tighten, and that should take care of the loose glass issue. Don't do it stupidly tight because it's only going in bake a lot. That one's alright. Could even be the spring damage too, because I might have dropped the meter on top of it the way it was handled during the storage. It's not a bit, but yeah, you can see how it came undone. A lot better than what it was. Try and turn this around a bit here if I can. Have another look inside the top there. And there's a top half there. Get a camera light, I'll see what the writing is in the top. If I can move this around a bit. And get the light there we go. 400. And it's got some writing there. EM 106 and 305. There's the top half. There's all the drivetrain in there. All brass, no plastic in here. It's all high quality stuff. Very nice. JM 3205. There's a accurate brake magnet adjustments there to calibrate it. Very nicely made meter, this one. Colour coded, blue wire for the second phase, red for the first phase. Got the old style bolts to bolt the current coils on. Terminal bolts here. Interesting, very interesting. Anyway, I'll whack it back together before dust gets in there. Might just give this a light polish over. It's a bit of surface dust on there from that glass being a bit loose. Might give that a bit of a light dusting. There you go, came up quite well. I'll do this soldering last. Without those I can get into the detail without damaging the seals. Don't want to scrub it too hard. That came up quite well, a lot better than what it was. Do another test here. That one there started on the mark. That's advanced 10 watt hours, and this is about 90 watt hours, I think. Why it's too fast, because this might be a different characteristic with this meter. I've got both potential coils connected. So yeah, I've been some meters I've noticed to connect all the potential coils, it's the same speed with the single phase, but with this particular one, it's not the case. So I have to disconnect one of the de-energize one of the potential coils, get it the speed right. This is like an it's got a similar characteristic to that current transformer type YL5D I've got. If I connect all the potential coils and that at full voltage, it goes stupidly too fast. This has got the same sort of setup. So if I disconnect one of the potential coils and leave one energized, it'll go at the correct speed. So yeah, that's what the that's why it's so damn fast. It looked okay at first, but if I'm paying closer attention to it, now I've got this dead on the mark, and that was dead on the mark. It's now blatantly obvious. Yeah, I gotta disconnect one of the potential coils. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Anyway, I did it another time. It's a particular characteristic of this meter. It goes way too fast if I energise all the potential coils. Because one of my 3-phase one, the other one I got doesn't do that. This one's at the same speed. This one is different though, so there we go, there we are. Yeah, definitely too fast. 100 watt hours, that's only bloody barely 20. Yeah. I gotta disconnect one of those potential coils and get it at the correct speed in a particular single phase setup. So anyway, that's experimenting for you. Live and learn. There we are. Disconnect that. Unplug safety first. Let's stick these lead seals back on now. It's all been done. Yeah. Bill as well. We've resold the original terminal lead seals there. They soldered them back. They soldered up quite well because they're so bloody oxidised. Wasn't quite as easy as the last few I'd done. Now I've started that on the mark. It's moved a tiny bit, but this one here has moved a lot since compared to the BAZ. I've disconnected one of the potential coils and it's still too fast. Now I think I might know the exact the problem is here. I've also noticed that disc does not stop straight away when I cut power like it's supposed to. So I think those horseshoe brake magnets have weakened, unfortunately. I could try adjusting the speed, but that takes a lot of calibration to get that exactly right. There's some creeping there. Yeah. Yeah, that's way too fast. Those magnets, when I turn it off, too much coasting. Yeah, those magnets are weak. It's already halfway through, look. Look at this one. Barely moved. Yeah, I think those magnets are weakened. Yeah. Might as well not have any brake magnets in there, and they're not doing anything. Yeah, that's way too fast. Yep. Those brake magnets are weak. They've lost their magnetism, unfortunately. Yeah, that's coasting too much. Yep. Those brake magnets are weak. So this one's going to have to be a display piece, so let's can find another similar metal or some similar set of brake magnets that are similar, very much identical to these ones as the BAZ ones, and the ones in the AZ are different. The ones in the AZ won't fit because they go they're elongated down the bottom, then they come back up, where these just go down here. So the AZ ones aren't going to fit. It's unfortunate. I would have swapped them over otherwise if they were exactly identical, but they ain't. So this one's going to have to be a display piece. That's way too fast. Weak brake magnets. Yeah. It's unfortunate. It would have been a nice company with that one here on the board together. Yeah, those magnets have weakened off. Anyway, this will clean up okay too. Give it a seal was a bit of a the lugs here a bit of a wire brush. Looks quite better now. It's a shame the bit that broke off is completely missing. I couldn't find it anywhere. That's long gone. But anyway, I've got a good display piece. Until I can, if I ever come across a spare set of brake magnets to match this, this is a display piece. Thanks for watching.